Hi folks, welcome back to our channel. Last winter we spent 4 months traveling around Mexico and we visited around 10 different locations.
There are many beautiful and unique places and some magical hidden gems that we only heard about through the word of mouth. In this video we would like to give you a comparison of two of these places, Holbox and Zipolite.
Alright, let's talk about Holbox and Zipolite. There are several other locations that we want to compare in our later videos, but we decided to talk first about Holbox and Zipolite because of how similar we felt when we just came there.
Remote, calm and peaceful, not crowded, not too touristy. You can feel the vibe right away. People come here to disconnect, to recharge and not to think about any worries of the outside world.
You can find yoga and meditation activities, beach clubs, artisanal restaurants and more. Both places have low traffic. Holbox doesn't have cars at all. Zipolite has very few and most people move around on scooters. There are a lot of similarities and a lot of differences as well.
First of all, as we mentioned, both places are remote but located in the opposite parts of the country. Holbox is an island located on the Gulf of Mexico, several hours away from Cancun by bus. And Zipolite is a small village on the Pacific coast in the southern state of Oaxaca.
The Gulf of Mexico is predominantly quiet and relatively shallow, so the water in Holbox is not as azure as in Cancun, but still nice and calm and suitable for comfortable swimming. Kite surfers can find it really nice here.
Zipolite, on the other hand, has a strong wake coming from the Pacific Ocean and the waves can be pretty big and strong. You can swim on the beach, but you have to be really cautious. This can be a great location for surfing though.
To get to Holbox, you need to take a bus from Cancun and then a ferry. Altogether, this will take about 3 hours. We have a separate video about it and make sure to check it out before planning your trip.
For Zipolite, you can either fly to Puerto Escondido and drive for 1.5 hours or fly to Huatulco airport and then drive for about 40 minutes, which is exactly what we did. Just make sure to order a taxi through your hotel or Airbnb, or just walk a couple of minutes outside of the airport, otherwise you'll get a more expensive taxi affiliated with the airport.
The price level is very different for Holbox and Zipolite. We found Holbox to be on a higher grade in terms of food and accommodation costs. It might be in part caused by a remote location. It's logistically hard to get supplies on the island.
But also in the part due to its growing popularity with international travelers. Some people even started calling Holbox the new Tulum.
And to be totally honest, it's a bit disappointing and quite frightening, because if Holbox is facing issues of over-tourism and uncontrolled growth, then this magical place will lose its charm very soon and will become yet another mass culture beach destination.
Zipolite has been a hippie paradise for the last 50 years. It's a low-key, hip and free-spirited village. Its population doesn't exceed 1,000 people and prices are the lowest we've seen in Mexico, with the quality still being very high. There are accommodations with a pay as much as you can option, so it's pretty inclusive place.
So far, it seems to be less affected by mass tourism than other similar destinations. There are no big chain hotels or tours coming to the village. It still manages to preserve its authentic energy.
For Holbox, the main area is around Playa Holbox and you can find some hotels and Airbnbs there. It will be lively, vibrant and loud. for something quieter, choose a villa or a hotel towards Punta Cometa or Bird Sanctuary.
In Zipolite, you have a good variety of boutique hotels along Playa Zipolite or further north towards the cliff. There are also small hotels right on the beach, as well as camping ground where you can put up a tent.
A couple of days before our visit to Holbox, they had heavy rain and it left the sea muddy and grey for several days, and all sandy streets were covered in puddles.
As you can see, the roads are very muddy, and the rain was here about 5 days ago, so I don't know how long it's gonna take for them to get back to normal. That's how our walk looks like from home to downtown. And speaking about streets, Holbox doesn't have a good navigation system. There's not much infrastructure. You can either walk along the shore, which is affected by the tides, so it's not always an option, or you can use the grid of sandy streets that are most likely going to be covered in puddles, and you'd be forced to order a taxi.
Zipolite is a bit better in these terms. They only have one big street that is cobblestone and the rest is sand. Make sure to take shoes that you are willing to say goodbye to. Most likely they will be destroyed by the end of your trip, or just walk barefoot.
Nature and weather conditions can seriously affect your plans. In Zipolite, strong winds can affect swimming conditions, and in May of 2022, the village was hit by Hurricane Agatha, which left it in devastating destruction. So make sure to check the weather forecast before planning your trip. If you found our video helpful, please give us a shout out in the comments below and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so yet.
There are several nature tours like cenotes or bird sanctuaries on Holbox, or ocean boat tours in Zipolite. But honestly, they are not that great, and if you do want to disconnect from the conventional touristy destination activities, try to find something more unique and authentic to this place.
Holbox can offer you swimming with whale sharks, which we missed because it wasn't the season. They usually swim there in the summer.
Or go to a baby turtle release experience in the towns close to Zipolite. Make sure to check the reviews though. We shared our experience in the video as well.
Internet and cell network is not very good in neither of these places. So don't bring your Wi-Fi reliant work with you.
Honestly, I think it's for the best. As much as we love being digital nomads ourselves, we want to keep some destinations preserved and away from the beaten tourist paths. These places are ideal for unwinding, recharging, and distracting from all the worries in the world, so you really want to avoid being distracted.
At the end of the day, even though we enjoyed our stays at both of the places, we liked Zipolite more. Holbox seems to be overcrowded and frankly not ready to accept such an extensive amount of people. Infrastructure issues are noticeable and don't seem to be handled well.
Zipolite, on the other hand, is still very low-key, even though locals mentioned that in the winter of 2022 they noticed more people coming than usual. We loved its hippie vibe and hope it stays this way.
Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for more reviews of travel destinations in Mexico. Till next time! Alright.